So we're in the book of Proverbs. We've come to chapter 7. And 7 kind of encapsulates for us everything that Solomon has been trying to teach his son, the young men. And it's a warning against adultery. And it pictures here the adulterous woman, just as it pictures and personifies wisdom as a woman to listen to and a woman to follow. The adulterous woman is one to flee and one to run from. And I think the adulterous woman here is really a picture of all sin, but really primarily a warning to the young men that one needs to heed the wisdom and the understanding and the application of all that has come before in the first 6 chapters. And he continues to share that it will be enticing, that sin, that adultery, that this, particularly not just sexual immorality, but this woman who has a husband, whose husband will come for you in anger, will say everything, will do the right things, will sound persuasive, but you are not to follow. So Solomon pictures for us in no uncertain terms how deadly, how dangerous falling into adultery can be. He pictures a deer, he pictures a bird, a deer being hunted, a bird that's being trapped, and says they don't realize this is going to cost them their life. So it is with a person who falls into adultery. So he's very clear, this is an act you are to avoid. And it's so easy for people in today's day and age to get caught up even outside of the physical act. You see friend requests on Facebook come through, supermodels want to be your friend. I see people accepting these people, not realizing that they're being trapped. I knew a guy who was, the person was like, hey, send me pictures. And I'm like, do not do that. And how do you know she doesn't like me? No, she doesn't like you. It's fake, it's a scam, right? But he was flattered. And that's what the adulteress does. And this was all to not really commit adultery. This was to sabotage you, blackmail you for money, right? But that's the point, right? The adulterer justifies and flatters the husband who leaves his wife to try to get a woman. Oh, you're beautiful. My wife doesn't treat me right, but I like you. I'll treat you right. The woman who leaves her husband. My husband doesn't treat me right. I like how you treat me. You know, I never really loved him. And they say the right words to flatter you, to make you think and justify what is happening. But we must trust God. God has said and put before us how we're to live, and not only to live, but what we're to avoid. And he has told us that all of our passions, all of our desires, everything within us that is towards another person is to be towards our husband or towards our wife. And if we reject outright the possibility of any relations outside of that, then we cannot fall into the trap of adultery.